Mame kwa Kumadoe na afi ento aso yera Kumadoe wa homa so me nua be ma Kumadoe anapa ma che
Auntie ano Jesus
empom te sen
Basa me ho
ye to abanyina woni mi di kwani sang
Meba one of these days so wa
you have to come and visit us here in the studios anapa in fact this thing happened over the weekend at Bubu and then a year ejura even election time after the elections security wise how would you assess our current security situation in terms of actions and name no if omoboju enju bibi so a womuti omho gum mountain so na womo with impunity etumi Bora police station any police for the yamso
Dampari has run from the public space again meaning say or Jenny Hon say ye be family and answer ye be mani WOHO and see and come in a letter now yes ye the command and say on your investigation and can first lines never say I still have belief in the police service and I trust in the capability of the police to maintain law and order. And in that regard, I'm writing to inform you that investigate A, B, C, D and take care of all public nuances. And then now a committee Dampari. But you see, letter now, the man, you know, why his job is on the line. I don't know where he has run away to. But then again, Auntie Albekaya, as Radiano, there are root causes. Say, Sabiana, it should be so yes, you got to yes, a commission, recommendation by Omanya Hunshi. And the way to see, it triggers the root cause of the anger between the civilians and the police people. Omokoshi police station, unfortunately, the motorbikes of the people. The division between the civilians and law enforcement at Ejura has gone very deep. You will need Dampari at Ejura to speak to the people. And this is to me, Bosia Morana, the police hierarchy is thinking of us. Unfortunately, we can't find Dampari anywhere. At Budiano, there are few things involved, and your law enforcement breakdown. We share the distance between Atebubu to Ejura. You can count about 11 police barrier checkpoints. And see, now my point here, I say, why should there be a lot of checkpoints and still there are armed robbery cases on the road? Highway robbery, about the year one of the critical issues affecting your safety in this country.
Yeah.
And yet the responsibility of the state to ensure the welfare, security, and safety of the citizens. And see, the state has let them down through the work of the police. One of the ways to react is for the youth to go on demonstration. Unfortunately, Santa Amuya is very violent, and that is where we are as a nation. I think our police,
but is it not scary? But
down, and they will need to wake up again.
Is it not scary at this point that we find ourselves looking like Nkolano are reacting in that negative sense? I'm looking at it and say, and then actually police station, Judebe, form. Watching at them on me.
Yeah, because we have let them down for a very long time. And see, every action, there's a reaction. And to every reaction, there's an action. I'm sorry, and almost near to a draft some time ago. No, said the children are misbehaving. But if you are in their shoes, military for Buomo and Usomo Communipa, yes, a commission. No results have come out of that commission. Then you can understand from conflict resolution point of view, sir, to every conflict, there's a root cause.
Yes.
And the root cause was having said that, it is also the duty of the state to protect the people. Share law enforcement, security governance, any governance interest, and your relationship with the general public. I think it's a conversation we need to have, and it has been on the drawing board for a very long time. But by and large, Dampari must come to the fore and do what he does best. Other than that, we are letting ourselves down.
As a security person, security aspect, now you can security in sense more. Why are police for to me information and I say to me information through your mususu say why you crown for the way they do their work at the moment? Do you think that's the right way to go?
No, it's not. It's not. They have failed at several fronts. Na say nipa, they are working nipa. You are in the hands of the police. Why should they kill you? And why should it be dead? In the case of Ejura, they should have even have the intelligence that the boys are mobilizing to come and burn down the police station. It means they have failed themselves. And that is the problem of recruiting politicians into the police service. For 5 years, you think they have reached the level where the state will benefit. Then they see babies in the court. And the police have let themselves down. Their conduct and their actions have shown professionalism. There was a case at many other places at BNI for the report, Mom, the way the police behave themselves and conduct themselves. Ultimately, who said, no, something is not right. I sympathize with the police, but I think they brought this upon themselves, right from the top to the down. And it is a problem. It is a high time we look at democracy, governance, law enforcement, and security governance, and the relationship with the civilians who are key stakeholders within the democratic process. A conversation we need to have in a very short time, because I checked 2 months and we are not getting the results.
Were you surprised, sir? Mami Tiwa Adodankwa, ni hunia omuye CBNI and NAI bihono. Wamajuregu from.
But I say,
na ya one say, Mami Tiwa Adodankwa, ne statue. Ni ya yesi Onua ne office say wa bomode wo honti wo mo de shede ni
mama ya power police as a pay officer as a whatever I see. Yeah, several promotions within 3 months because you are eyeing the IGP. And a damn pariba only in yansem and a Japamo wana say ya ma yoko. What was taking up statue for yourself. Now, Yoko, what you say, any battery, and I'm working so hard from changing it from SFO to Yoko.
Yes.
No, Mukrano, they never had a statue of themselves. Yeah. I think it's one of the senseless things anybody can do. Say you are an officer of the state, and the state is paying you, and you erect a statue of yourself at the institution where you work. It's one of the useless, senseless, lack of discretion, circumspection. I don't even have the words to describe it, but it's one of the disdainful, awful things that can happen to anybody. That statue needs to be brought down. That statue needs to be taken away from there, because I don't even know the work she has done there. In many of the cases, I had the brain. What did he do about it? In the Takade girls case, what did she do? And if those who changed Yoko from Esapo to Yoko were building their own statues, but statues were. It's one of the unprofessional, thinkable things that anybody can do. Now, police, now, as a police officer, and can now for remove and answer, many of the guys who have worked there as IGPs and CID bosses, and by this time, their statue would have been everywhere. The likes of President Kufuor, President Rawlings, Nkrumah, many of the guys who have been president. How many statues do they have all over the country? That you are officer of the state and you have your statue erected in your own presence. No, that is high levels of indiscretion and lack of circumspection and common sense. And I think that statue needs to come down as quickly as possible.
Your friend is saying, Mami Mao, let me put you on the spot. If I ask you to assess IGP Dampari, maybe the last 4 years, 2020 right down to 2024, now 2025, a police IGP that tape babonting.
Auntie, yeah, Dampari by no, or yeah, in the police service, trap review was up or trap no, achieve Dampari. Uko drew COP at a very top, almost trap review or trap no, achino. Or yeah, some transfers there, or need crophobia issues within the police is not too necessary. Of administrative functions be by the office and not to create a problem, man. But then again, Ubeka said before said Dampari now the state was struggling to get an IGP.
Yes.
And Dampari it saved the state with the disgrace of not getting the IGP. But not on himself, one day they will ask him to go. One of the issues means that he has few years ahead of him as a police officer. And that is the issue. That letter now, yet the command said he should investigate the killings in 2020 and 2024, it's a test case for Dampari. So if he doesn't do well, opening up Tesano for coalition of results, which he shouldn't have done. He's setting up himself for people to say he should go. But for me, if I'm rating him on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe I'll give him 6. 6 over 10.
6 over 10. Right. 1 man is 6 over 10. Do you think we know as a trim dada dear? Eye Burkina Faso president ya oba e di tuo share no ho kochi o mampanyini. Krofo aka ho asem. Etwam IS like
okay. It's a bad rally. Normally, program said no. Bisa question. Expertise in risk assessment. Bisa question. 2 questions. Now am I answer 3. And the first question is what is allowed and who is allowed? What is permitted and who is permitted within the perimeter? And to say, these are 2 questions. We are answering 3 things. First thing is permissive environment, And then number 2, the controlling nature of the perimeter. Then number 3, the alertness of gatekeepers, And in Yama 3 we are first 2 questions, And then my 3 answers, And then swallow the 2 kotia or mountain. But then again, I said, everybody is armed. Guinea, any Gabon guy, no buyer, white one. They are all armed to the teeth. The reason is Liberia, Taylor need do case. And President Muhammad Tinubu buyer. As a result of Tinubu, and a guy is way free. And see, these are warriors, these are fighters. You cannot predict what is going to happen. Say they will lay an ambush for them. And so they are well prepared. Say they will not allow. But then again, Auntie, President Mahama next day,
of course.
And I'm and press conference together. And the threat per se, I was leading the protective surveillance. Namely, starting from Temali to Kumasi to Takadi to Sunyani to Ho to Tema Ada before the Independence Square Day. And these are things we have done from the year 2000. And I was leading the very last squad. And so we knew, now everybody is armed, but permissive environment, And I answered the question of what is permitted, who is allowed, how they are allowed onto the stage. Now, Osha picture here, President Mahama held the hand of Charlie closer to where the gun is.
Yes.
Say you couldn't have done anything, but we know that he will go to the stage. But yes, security consultants and experts, there was another risk because someone said the godfather of them all was here. Paul Kagame was also here.
Yes.
Now on the stage, BBC here. Some of the people went to the stage with their bodyguards. And see, even if the president is not carrying a gun, bodyguard needs it as well.
Yes.
And see, now the risk has become a diverse one for us because it is the bodyguard and not the president. So all those things were analyzed and assessed. But now my forecast said he went on him on stage. But they had meetings after the inauguration. Tinubu was there. Almost all of them were there. Paul Kagame, only Congo guy, they were all there. So what Mahama did, Mahama would now become like the way President Rawlings, President Clinton, President Tony Blair, that United Nations will be using him to resolve many of the conflicts within the Africa zone, particularly the West Africa zone. And to one of the things, it is part of the geopolitics and it is part of the regional integration. Problem among Africa, particularly the West Africa zone.
Mama, will see her now. Because as time goes on, things will be happening in the security. We'll have a conversation with us.
Onua 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Yeah,